Thank you, friend. Shabbat Shalom, and greetings to you all. Happy new moon. Think about what you want to bring in this month and put your intention out to the universe. Make a wish. And how was your Halloween? Were you who you are or who you want to be? And what stops you from being both? It's a great question to ask yourself whenever. Like the questions we face at Yom Kippur. You do not have to wait for Halloween or Purim to examine the masks we wear. You can do it anytime. Celebrate your ability to grow and to move forward anytime. And speaking of celebrations, I know that Ellen had a great birthday, and I'm so happy for that. And don't forget, everyone, to fall back this weekend. It's not 10 o'clock, it's 9. But don't worry about not finding the button in your car to change the clock. In 6 months, it'll be right again. And I don't know about you, but I find it hard to believe that we are less than a month from Hanukkah. In fact, we're only 3 weeks away. It's very early this year. It's on November the 28th. Now, it will feel very strange being so far from Christmas. Practically a month. But isn't it odd that we say it's early? It's actually at the same time it's supposed to be every year. But our egos remind us that we control time. Therefore, we decide when something's early or late. What's your name? Who's your daddy? Is he rich like me? Has he taken any time to show you to live? Tell it to me so. Tell you why you really wanna know. It's the time of the season for loving. It is the time of the season, my friends, and it is God's time, not ours. Hanukkah is the holiday that celebrates miracles. And miracles occur in our lives every single day. We don't always recognize them. Friends, they don't have to be huge. In fact, most miracles are actually quite small. But they alter the trajectory of life. Even just 1 degree can propel you in a new and exciting and different direction. Think about and begin to celebrate all the little or big miracles in your life as we get ready for the celebration of miracles. Now, we just got through the worst crisis you may ever go through in your life. That's a miracle. A new home, a deepening love, a chance encounter. All of those are miracles. Start now, and every day see if you can't think of one miracle that's occurred in your life. It doesn't have to be big. By the time Hanukkah is here, you'll be shocked at how many miracles you have actually had. And some are ones you probably would never have recognized. Wonder of wonders, miracle of miracles. I was afraid that God would frown, like he did so long ago with Jericho. God just made a wall fall down. Friends, we put up walls around our lives, our hearts, our souls. And God does make them fall down. Like when we come together and gather as a like-minded group, a community, a collective consciousness of seekers showing faith, any and all faith, love, any and all love, a true chavura of fellowship. The walls around us all fall down as we express our nature of kindness, compassion, thoughts, feelings, hopes, dreams, and wishes that unites us all in this community, house of spirit, Beth Ruach, sharing, bringing light, keeping fear at bay. And even though together we're individual in our approach, each free to do whatever kind of following and belief you want to have. We each connect in our own way. So once again, please do go ahead. Invite everybody, physically, digitally, psychically, emotionally, spiritually, any way you can to gather and share. From Psalm 133, the Hinei Matov. Come together. How good and how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters together. Community. 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 Together. Let's all spread love, goodwill, and fellowship to the world. Remember, friends, this is your setting aside just a little bit of sacred time in your own sacred space to honor and converse with whoever, whatever you happen to believe in, and we all believe in something. It's a part of your Kavana, your intention that you put out to the universe. It's your goodwill. And goodwill and intention are the roots of what you can control, of what you can correct, of what you can change. Your intention sets in motion everything that occurs in your lives, my friends. And we're going to see a lot of that in today's reading. Let's take some time now to use that intention. Send some of that goodwill, some light, some healing out to whoever you know that needs it. Healing and renewal for everyone. It just floats through space, finding those in need. So send it out for those you know and for the souls and spirits of everybody you love. Think of whoever that needs healing and renewal and love, or just plain goodwill. Focus on them. Call their names. It's not just for people. It is for our pets. It's for the earth. It is the healing of the world. It is the tikkun olam. That's all part of our spiritual genetic makeup. We have to help heal the world. It's not something we complete. It's just an ongoing task to be dealt with in this lifetime. Think of it as just one of the many tasks you have to do. As our position as caretakers for life, it's for every lifetime. We must do our part, each of us, individually, to improve and change our own little corner of the world. As we change ourselves, we change the conditions of our lives. Part of that healing of the world is when we send these thoughts and energy for health and renewal and goodwill for everyone who needs it. They don't have to be sick. It's for those in our hearts and our minds. Let's all send energy out for the people in need everywhere. And special thoughts and prayers for dear Julia, for Kathleen, for Eve, for Joe, for Aurelia, for Daniel and Cornelia, for Connie and Luke, for the great builder, for James, for Dave, for Aini, and all of our sacred animal friends everywhere, for everyone you know in need, for the whole world, and for the bee. Friends, it is the kindness, healing, wishes, goodwill, and love we all send out. It just circles the world, finding those in need. So thank you, each of you, for all you do, for all you care, because the world is a world of spirit, and spirit, my friends, never dies. Me. Avenu. Bakor. Limotenu. May the source of strength bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage. Make our lives a blessing. Renew of body. The renewal of spirit. Let us say, Amen. Misha Barak, let us all have our spirits renewed. This is the great prayer for healing, my friends, in which we call upon God to heal as He's healed before. It's what God does. Misha Barak, may He who blessed. Because all healing's a blessing. Let's all send and receive healing and renewal energy in our efforts to love, to share, to care, to grow. Now this week we read toldot, records. Now toldot is a Hebrew term often used for genealogies. So it becomes listings of descendants, of family members. Now we previously saw it in the list from Adam to Noah and then from Noah to Abraham. Both of those parts actually contain toldot. So we're going to get a little genealogy here. We're going to learn about Isaac's children. Now this is one of the most incredible parts of the Bible you'll ever read. And there's so many great parts. There's some not so great parts. So I don't want you to think it's all great. But this part is great. Hey, I love reading creation. The fall of man, the first lesson of brotherhood, the power of the life force coursing within each of us. Those are fantastic. The great Sinai epiphany, when we all stood there, getting 10 simple laws governing everything in the universe. But this one little reading in its own way, may actually be the most far-reaching of all. Its lessons affecting absolutely every instance of our being. Instant karma's gonna get you. Gonna knock you off your feet. Better recognize your brothers. Everyone. Why in the world are we here? to live in pain and fear. Why on earth are you there? Well, you're everywhere. Gonna get your share. This parsha covers the birth and youth of Esau and Jacob. Esau selling his birthright, Isaac blessing Jacob, Jacob's leaving home, then Esau marrying Ishmael's daughter. It is about the fight for parents' love. It is about great sibling rivalry, generational. It's about male and female. The damage of family divisiveness and how it often can lead to manipulation, deception, fear, and projection, and those also can be generational. This is about every family you have ever known, maybe even parts of yours. It is all this. But there is one underlying theme. The great hydra with its many heads, karma. This is the perfect example of how karma works. Genesis 25:20. And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah, daughter of Bethuel, the Aramean, from Paddan Aram, sister of Laban, the Aramean, to him as a wife. And Isaac prayed to the Lord for his wife because she was infertile. And God was prevailed upon him, and his wife Rebekah became pregnant. And the children struggled inside her, and she said, if it's like this, why do I exist? And she went to inquire of the Lord. The Lord said to her, 2 nations are in your womb. 2 peoples will be dispersed from your insides, and 1 people will be mightier than the other people. And the older, the younger will serve. 2 nations. Twins. Are they the same or opposite? Think of the great twin stories through the ages and how we're fascinated by them. The Prince and the Pauper, the Man in the Iron Mask, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde about the twin within. How about on a lighter note, the Patty Duke Show or the Parent Trap? Is it genetics? Is it environment? Maybe it's both. How about the twin we each carry within us? We could do an entire day on this twin idea. So God tells her there are twins, and he leaves this very enigmatic, oracular message. And this predates the oracles at Delphi by more than 1,000 years. Now, people have usually taken the statement to mean that God's telling Rebekah that her younger son Jacob will dominate the older one, Esau. That's how we have chosen to interpret it. However, the text does not actually say that. In biblical Hebrew, the subject may either precede or follow the verb, and the object likewise may either precede or follow the verb, especially in ancient biblical poetry. Now, what that means is that sometimes it's impossible to tell which word in a biblical verse is the subject and which is the object. That's the case in this oracle to Rebekah, especially because it was written as poetry. And so it can mean the elder will serve the younger, but it can equally mean the elder, the younger will serve. And like the Delphic oracles in Greece, this prediction contains 2 opposite meanings, left up to the person who receives it, Rebekah, to hear whatever she wants, consciously or subconsciously. It's whatever she chooses to hear. The road is long, with many a winding turn that leads us to who knows where. But I'm strong enough to carry him. He ain't heavy. He's my brother. That's what should be in a brotherly relationship. How heavy's your brother? How heavy do you make him? How heavy are you to him? Genesis 25:24, and her days to give birth were completed, and here were twins in her womb. The first came out already like a hairy robe, and they called his name Esau. After that, his brother came out. His hand was holding Esau's heel, and he called his name Jacob. And Isaac was 60 years old at their birth. The boys grew up, and Esau was a man who knew hunting, a man in the field, and Jacob was a simple man, living in tents. Numerous attempts have been made to denigrate Esau in Midrash, and even in current biblical interpretations. However, it's not justified, according to the text. The motive is understandable. Jacob's behavior in the matters of the birthright and the blessing is an embarrassment. So we have to justify. Now, the Torah itself is fascinating because it neither denigrates Esau nor justifies Jacob. On the contrary, one of the great qualities of the Tanakh is precisely that none of its heroes is perfect, absolutely none of them. Moreover, Jacob suffers some corresponding recompense for every deception he commits, as do Laban, Rachel, Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, and all of Joseph's brothers. This is karma. The lessons, it's not only that people are not perfect, but also that acts of deception can fester in a family and that they have consequences. This family is steeped in karmic events, and we're going to watch them all unfold. Genesis 25:28. And Isaac loved Esau because he put game meat in his mouth, and Rebekah loved Jacob. A setup for disaster, for resentment, for anger, and for ego. How many of you have felt one of your parents loved you or your sibling more? What did it do to your relationships with your parents, with your sibling? This is something that affects so many people. A starving Esau needs sustenance, and his brothers made a stew. Will he share? No. Instead, Jacob gets Esau to give up his birthright for the life-saving meal. What's a birthright? Can't hold it. Do we care? Well, we may not, but its meaning is more than symbolic. But this is only the beginning of Jacob's deception. Where does he learn it? From the parent who loved him, his mother, who schemed and deceived and taught him those skills. It would be like teaching your children the art of manipulation instead of cooperation. This sets more karma on the road to be fulfilled. Genesis 27:1. And it was when Isaac was old. His eyes were dim. He couldn't see. And he called Esau, his older son, and said to him, "My son." And he said to him, "I'm here." And he said, "Here, I've become old. I don't know the day of my death. Take your implements, your quiver and your bow. Go out to the field and hunt me some game and make me the kind of delicacies that I love. Bring them to me and let me eat, so my soul will bless you before I die." Rebekah was listening as Isaac was speaking to Esau, his son, and Esau went to the field to hunt game to bring to his father. "And now, my son, listen to my voice, to what I'm commanding you. Go to the flock and take 2 good goats for me there, and I'll make them the kind of delicacies that your father loves. Bring them to your father, and he'll eat, so he'll bless you before his death." Those are the instructions from Rebekah to Jacob. Jacob's concerned. Esau's hairy, Jacob's smooth. If his father catches him being deceptive, he may get cursed instead of blessed. As you read this, I want you to notice it's not because it's wrong that Jacob hesitates. It's because he may get caught and suffer for it. Where are the morals and ethics of this patriarch? He does what his mother says. She then takes animal skins and puts them on him to emulate the hairiness of Esau and dresses him in Esau's clothes. Now, by now, Isaac is blind. He's dying. Genesis 27:21. And Isaac said to Jacob, "Come over, and I'll fill you, my son. Is this you, my son Esau, or not?" Jacob came over to Isaac, his father, and he felt him, and he said, "The voice is the voice of Jacob. The hands are the hands of Esau." He did not recognize him because his hands were hairy like the hands of Esau, his brother, and he blessed him. And he said, "Is this you, my son Esau?" And he said, "I am." And he said, "Bring it over. Let me eat some of my son's game so that my soul will bless you." And he brought it over to him, and he ate, and he brought him wine, and he drank. And Isaac, his father, said to him, "Come over and kiss me, my son." And he came and kissed him. And he smelled the aroma of his clothes and blessed him and said, "See, my son's aroma is like the aroma of the field that the Lord has blessed." Unable to see, confused by the voice. And remember these 2 senses for later: sight and sound. The blind Isaac feels and smells Jacob and is convinced it's Esau. That is why Rebekah covered him with animal skins and had him wear Esau's clothes, to fool the touch and smell. The intention and energy that went into this deception are enormous and will bring karmic recompense for generations. And when he returns, Esau brings his father the food, and Isaac tells him he can't bless him. He's given the blessing away. And Esau breaks down and weeps. Through no fault of his own, he has been robbed of his rights. They cannot be returned. Yes, my friends, the world is sacred. So is everything in it. Express your gratitude, light a candle, make a wish, celebrate your life, the lives of those you love. Share your feelings with them. Live free, be free, honor your freedom, be well, be happy, be blessed. Share and honor the light, all who live in the light and continue to shine. Continue to send everybody you know goodwill and love. Pray for peace and freedom for everyone, and end to terror and hatred. Remember, friends, we're a community. We learn together, we celebrate each other, we love each other, we share this right together, men and women equally. So let's all send out love, not fear. Send out peace, harmony, goodwill, and healing to all who need it. And please do learn to forgive and learn to love, including yourself. Open your hearts and honor the relationships of your life. Tell those you love that you love them. Take advantage of the time you have. Examine your intentions. Use them to imprint your will on the universe, because we set in motion everything that happens in our lives. It's our intention, our kavana, our cause, our effect, everything is linked. As I've said, you always have time to forgive and to be forgiven. You have the knowledge of what's good and bad. So acknowledge what you've done wrong to yourself, to God, and to any person you've wronged, but ask forgiveness with sincerity, accountability, and vulnerability. Forgive those who've hurt you. You learn to be forgiving and compassionate, because the secret of forgiveness and compassion is in peace, acceptance. Can you accept yourself, other people, and the world as they are? Can you accept life just as it is without trying to control it? Because if you do, you can experience the peace that acceptance brings. So do not stop your journey. Do not stop moving towards your promised land. It is your home. Keep on dreaming. Keep on being. Keep sharing. Keep shining. Keep teaching. Keep spreading joy and goodwill. Do not follow fear. Follow love. It's always in front of you. Remember to have faith. Just as I have faith, the principle of love in all of you. Act with purity of heart and mind. Despise none, defraud none, hate none, cherish all. Honor every child of God, every creature of the earth. May all people know peace this year, and may you nurture kindness and love everywhere you go. Work to be present in the body. Expand your heart, quiet your mind, because the deepest source of your real power lies in your consciousness, your ability to be mindful, to be aware in all life circumstances. Make the most of your time in this life. Continue to touch and transform the lives around you, because you're never alone. You're forever blessed and have the ability to bring blessings to everybody you meet. Your words are your power to transform, to love, to bless. So be generous with them. Bless others and bless yourself. Love with the heart, because we're all part of a greater whole. Embrace love, not fear, forgiveness, not anger. And be there for someone, because someone will always be there for you, whether you know it or not. And continue to explore faith and belief in what they mean to you. Never accept shame as a natural state. Whatever you feel others have felt, whatever you've experienced, others have too. We share together, we learn together, we help each other. We are each of us trying to find love and acceptance and support. We all have or could have that special someone in our lives, so find them. Tell them what they mean. Remember, you're never alone on your journey to your promised land. Keep forgiving those you need to forgive. Keep asking forgiveness from those you need to ask forgiveness of. And listen to the voice of God or his angels, because they're always with you, whether you know it or not. Think of your karmic events. Think of the intention you put out to the universe. And start to make your list of miracles now. And don't run from your brother. Be good to your brother. My brother, if you could cast a little light on someone, it's not too soon. It took me halfway around the world. I'm running out of time and reasons. Well, thank you for joining me, my friends. Have a great week. Keep sharing the light. Keep exercising forgiveness. Be thankful, be gracious, be kind, be loving. Believe in yourselves and in love. Have a little faith and continue to spread a little goodwill to the world. You may not realize it, but you are always going to be the miracle in someone's life. Shabbat shalom and blessings to you all. Take care.